Hello everyone, this is Shokora Zouheikyoku aka chocomint, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Teachers with Love and Passion. In the last playthrough, we had quite a little bit of a nice drive home with Mr. Fox, and the tension is right over there, along with some suspicions from Hannah, since she saw the medical stuff in his bag. There's a lot of curiosity and rumor, so it's better to confirm the truth, but then maybe it's too nosy of her to do so. So I wonder what will happen next. Oh, then let's go. After taking it easy for the past few days, we are all stressed about getting ready for the week coming up. There are papers to plan, reports to write, classes to teach, students to grade, and so much more to do. I already have piles of work to deal with. Now my heart has decided it is time to take the wheel and mess up my thoughts. It's been a few days since that night in the car with Mr. Fox. However, the feelings he left behind are still running wild in my body. Is it love? Or am I just seeking for his kind affection because I have been starving for so long? This is the type of question that has been keeping me up all night lately, and I haven't found time to look for the answer. I don't want to lose him to my insecurity. With my head wrapped in so many thoughts, I don't pay enough attention to where I'm heading. Looking around, I realized I had taken the hallway and was about to go to the gym for no reason. However, what catches my attention is something much weirder than that. At the corner of the hall, behind a wall, a tall man is trying to see something across the lockers. Mr. Hansen? What the hell is he doing? Tilting my head, I sneak closer to him, trying to figure out what is happening without calling much attention. Mr. Hansen, what? Before I can reach his side, Mr. Hansen turns to me as quick as a blink, pulling me closer and covering my mouth with his hand. Shh! Be quiet. He whispers the words close to my ear, harshly enough to blow my hair and tense up my body. Feeling his hands holding me so tightly, I don't even consider going against his order. Seeing no resistance from my side, he slowly let go of my lips, resting his hand on my shoulder. Look over there. His voice sounds husky, calculating every word to be enough and not extending himself on it. Instinctively and slowly, I turn my head in the direction he was looking at before. I see Eric holding a large box while he looks inside a classroom. What about it? Pay attention. At first, I thought Eric was just standing there. But slowly I started to notice something suspicious about it. His feet keep tapping nervously on the floor. His fingers grab the box with unnecessary strength, and his eyes keep looking over his shoulders as if he is worried about being seen. He is not just standing there. It's more like he is watching over something we cannot see. He has been doing it for 10 minutes now. Surprised to hear it, I turn my head to look at his face. That's weird, but thinking Mr. Hansen has been standing here for 10 minutes is a bit funny too. He keeps going back and forth inside the empty classroom. Eh? Why? That's what I'm trying to find out. Hearing my voice cracking under him, Mr. Hansen finally let go of my body. Trying to follow his movements, I take a step back, leaning my back against the wall, hiding my presence by his side. A few days ago, I saw him going into Ray's office when he wasn't around. I was careless to ask him what he was doing. That was enough to show my suspicion and give him time to make an excuse. What did he say? He said he was sick, and Ray told him to take rest in the room. And why do you think that was an excuse? Because Ray was being scolded in Thomas' office with me that night. A creepy deja vu flickers behind my eyes. Chills take over my entire body. This has happened before. What bothers me the most is that he wasn't nervous when he lied. It was natural. If I didn't know the truth, I'll have believed him. Mr. Hansen's face bristled with guilt and fright. He is not overreacting to be concerned. Remembering his furious face after seeing me that night turns my blood cold. I tried to ask a few things just to see how far he would keep it up, but he didn't give me much opening. He keeps talking, but all I can do is stare dreadfully at the floor, trying to find a reason for that. I went home thinking about it, Dad. What is wrong? You look shocked. The same thing happened to me. I saw him some weeks ago coming out of the nursery, and when I asked what happened, he said the same thing. And Ray? He wasn't there too. Also, Eric was acting strange that night. How so? You know he is always cheerful and nice to me, right? Annoyingly so, yes. But that night, he was cold and creepy. I think he was mad I was there. Interesting. So he is really plotting something. As we talk, we watch the boy on the other side getting more impatient. Looking at him now isn't enough to provide answers to our questions. However, it makes me see a pattern. As far as we know, Eric lied twice, which makes it clear that he may have lied more. But what makes my heart skip a beat is realizing that both times it happened in Fox's office. Do you think it has something to do with Mr. Fox? Right now, I think it can be anything. To start, Ray's office has medicine, but it also is a place where the school's chemicals are stocked. Yes, it's a dangerous place for unwelcome people. It's deeper than I thought. He may be thinking about doing something stupid to the school or someone. Potentially Hannah here? I mean, in another life and in another realm where we didn't have enough affection, we got kidnapped, so potentially. And although I don't want to consider he is plotting against Ray, I also don't want to disregard the possibility. Suddenly, we see Eric licks his tongue, crumbling the box corner, clearly mad for some reason we don't understand. Tired of standing there, he walks away, picking the floor under his feet. Mr. Hansen and I watch him go until our eyes can't see anymore. For now, let's keep our eyes on him. Turning to me, he talks seriously, taking a moment to look at my face. I don't know if he expects me to say something or if he is just thinking about his next steps. But either way, I feel that somehow he is worried about me. I won't let anyone hurt this place. I promise. I stare at his face blankly as the whole situation sounds scary from all points of view. For some reason, Hansen's concerned eyes made me want to jump on him and ask to watch over Mr. Fox. But instead, I only nod at his words. I think he understood it in my silence. He didn't say it, but his eyes were looking at the nursery before grabbing his bag. Excuse me. Hansen walks away from me, moving slowly through the hall, arousing no suspicion or concern. I watch him go and then turn my head to the nursery on the other side. The door is closed, and Ray must be working inside without suspecting any of this. In fact, no one seems to be suspicious of anything. I really wish I could say we did a break, but remembering Eric's angry eyes just now leaves me no doubt. I'm not turning my back on this until I'm sure it's all a misunderstanding. Shaking my head, I spin on my heels, going back my way. The kids are in BE class right now, but instead of going to the lounge, I decided to stay in the classroom and wait for them to come back. I didn't do it because I had work to do or because I didn't want to be late for my next shift. I just wanted to stay here because it's easier to hear my thoughts when I'm alone. Don't get me wrong, I love it when my friends are supporting me and helping me cheer up. But sometimes it is necessary to listen to the other side of the moon. Taking a deep breath, I look out the window. Instead of the blue sky, I see memories of what happened hours ago in the hallway. Eric walking in circles earlier, Mr. Hansen's concerned face, and all the scary questions haunting my heart. What does he want from Mr. Fox? Questions after questions. I search my brain for clues that might help me find a place to start, and slowly, some pieces start to come together. Eric was listening to my conversation with Thomas that day. I'm sure of it. After that, I found him in Ray's office. Maybe he saw the mess, and now he wants answers. Maybe he wants more than just that. The dots connect in a strange way, leaving gaps between my thoughts. And yet, nothing that crosses my mind is enough to calm me down. I hold my hands above my desk, closing my eyes. Like Thomas said, Mr. Fox is starting to come out of his cocoon now. I would hate for something to startle him and drag him back to his loneliness. The loud knock on the door shatters my line of thoughts. Bewildered, I turn toward the sound. My heart staggers when I see that lazy smile watching me from the doorway. Am I interrupting you? No, please, come in. It's impossible to hide the redness on my face. Luckily, he doesn't say anything about it. He walks in with hands in his pockets, held free like I've never seen him before. Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've seen him out of his office while the sun is still out. Not just that, but he also came all the way to my classroom. Did something happen? No, at least, not that I know. Why? Because you are here. I asked him out of concern. I didn't mean to joke about it at all, but seeing the surprised look on his face made me want to change it and tease him a little. Trying to avoid making this situation awkward, he laughed, scratching the back of his head. I guess that's enough reason to be worried, huh? Sorry, but it is a bit surprising. I don't remember seeing you doing it before. Because I don't. It's been a while since the last time I walked into a room like this. Whenever I have business or notices for the students, I ask Thomas to do it for me. I thought so, huh? Is it that scary to walk around the teachers? The same expression freezes on his face, but in his eyes, I see the light fading. Ray takes too long to say anything. Maybe I shouldn't have said it too. It's not the teachers. I just don't like doing it. I guess I have been on my own for so long that now it is scary for me to take steps outside and see everyone. Everyone has already told me about his loneliness complex. Even Ray did. Yet I can't shake this bitter feeling every time I hear him talking about it. Then why are you here? Hmm. I wanted to see you. Contradictory, is it? He laughs under his breath, a short, emperor's laugh, something a man his age usually doesn't like to do. On the other hand, I only look at his face, not knowing what to say or how to feel. I was about to do something important, and suddenly He starts to explain himself when the silence gets too loud, but soon he stops again, leaving his mouth open and eyes fixed on the floor. Muted words float around him. I think I'm worried about the results. He didn't know his own reason until he started talking. I know that because he was surprised to hear it. Soon, he lets go of the burden on his back, looking at me directly. I am not the type to ask for help, but somehow I grew used to finding answers in your eyes. It's hard to ask my heart to calm down after hearing that, especially seeing that tender smile embracing all my feelings in one. But I try. I try to keep my expression under control and continue the curious conversation to understand it better. Are the answers positive? I don't know. It's getting more confusing. Is it about work? Did he find out about Eric stalking his office? Questions wrap around my brain while he walks quietly around the room. I think he would talk to me if it was just that. But there is something he hasn't talked about, even after I saw it. The medicine boxes come up again. I haven't had the chance to talk about it, and now might be my best chance to do it. Swallowing hard, I try to get his attention without looking too concerned. Do you mind if I ask you something? No, go ahead. Is everything alright with your health? Why? I need to know that. Well, yes. The last time I checked, I only got a warning for drinking too much coffee. What? That's not what you wanted to hear. That's not it. Thomas said the same thing to me. Thomas? Looking at his confused eyes, I know I have made a mistake, and now it is too late to turn back. Holding my hands together, I gather my courage to talk about it. I saw some boxes of medicine in your bag some days ago. I know it is not my business, but I couldn't just avert my eyes and ignore it. And I couldn't stop worrying about you. My heart beats faster with each word I say, and yet I can't bring myself to stop. One of the reasons why I never spoke about it to him before was because I didn't know what his reaction would be. Ooh, If he was hiding it, it was because no one was supposed to know, and if I knew it, what I just earlier is that I just remember we actually had the option to make some excuses about why we asked Thomas about Ray's health, and we actually chose the option to stay silent. I wonder if we chose the option to make up excuses, some of the truth will come out, and then Eric will find a way to get something. And maybe we'll go to the bad route, who knows? But potentially, would it make him turn his eyes away from me? That's what I expected, but instead of it, he flashed me a smile. not a simple smile. It is warm, comforting, and only for me. He knows I am scared. I would be worried too if the same happened to you. You are not mad? Why would I? A beautiful lady is worried about me. This makes me feel good. Eh. You didn't do anything wrong, Hannah. But I guess I need to answer you now. Oh, if you don't mind. Hmm. Those boxes weren't for me. It was for research I am doing. With medicine? It's part of it, but not the whole thing. Oh. He answers me with a smile in the corner of his eyes, a malicious gaze that instigates me to wish for more. He knows that saying that will only raise more questions, but he does it anyway. It's almost like he wants to set me up on purpose. And of course, my concerned heart falls for that. What kind of research? A dangerous one. Are you trying to scare me? That depends. Is it working? No. My answer is followed by shy laughter, making his sarcastic expression fade into a gentler one. It's personal. Something I have been working on for a long time. His voice sounds smooth in the quiet room. He says the words carefully as if not wanting to hurt his own purpose. The way his gaze slides over the posters tells me he doesn't want to talk about it, and I shouldn't worry either. It's personal, after all. Nothing troublesome, I hope. I have said it before in a similar situation. It's the same words I used that day, but with a playful smile just to tease him. I expected him to answer me like that too, but didn't. He only smiled a sad smile. That was enough to make me bite my tongue and step back from the conversation. Is that why you came here now? Yes. Working so much on it has left me confused in the last few weeks. About what? What if my research goes wrong? Will I be fine if I don't see you again tomorrow? His question sounds peaceful, but it is not enough to disguise the weight it places on his tired eyes. I stare at him, frozen in my seat. For an instant, rumors mixed with concerns. Why would medical research make him worry about that? His words have wrapped my heart in barbed wire as it flutters confusedly. I look down at my desk. A bittersweet taste lingers in my mouth. And what is the answer? It's negative. Eh? I won't be alright without you. Ooh. A sigh of relief escapes my lips as soon as I hear his answer. My natural reaction made him giggle as if that's exactly what he needed for me to make a decision. Of course, I'm glad he is thinking of me, but surprisingly that's not the reason why my heart is beating calmly. Whatever his research is about, whatever inconsequential plan he has in mind, he still has his feet on the ground, right here in this school. He wants to be here another day, with me. Our eyes meet again. A soft smile takes place on my lips as his tender gaze watches me. Thinking about not seeing him again is scary. After spending so much time with him, I can't imagine my life without his teasing and that lazy smiles that felt like home. Not having him around me would be like exposing my heart to a lonely world again. This is not the first time I felt it, but it is the first time I can't hide the hammering in my chest. Mr. Fox, I think I care too much about you. And And now I'm wondering if this feeling means something else. The puzzled look in his eyes tells me he didn't expect me to say it. I didn't plan to say it either, but like always, it came out naturally. I'm not saying it because I want him to take responsibility for the strong bond we created. I'm saying it because there is no reason for me to hide a feeling that means nothing but good things. The troublesome thoughts make themselves clear on my face. Ray is not pushing the topic or teasing me about it. He is only looking at me, like he always does. Do you know the answer? Not yet. Then take your time. We have a long way to go. After all, you are still calling me Mr. Fox. Gosh. His last line is followed by a playful smirk that makes me giggle. There is never an awkward situation when he is around. Somehow Ray always manages to mouth to take walls of concern into something nice. Maybe it's the way he talks, or maybe it's the feeling he shares. I don't know, but that's one of the reasons why I never feel bad talking about anything with him. Just don't make your decision too fast. I don't want to see a change in our future so soon. He said that before. That day, I thought he had said that out of sheer anguish after thinking so much about what happened to the sick student. But now, when I hear him say it again, I get the sense he is scared of making a mistake he has committed before. Ignoring my silent musings, Ray turns around with a wan smile. It takes me a few moments to understand his slow steps are guiding him to the door. In an instinctive reaction, I feel my heart clench in my chest. I don't want it to go away with that thought. I don't want our conversation to end with an unanswered bitter memory. Thank you for your time, Mr. Fox. As if trying one last time to catch him up, I abruptly stand up from my chair. Ray turns back to me, surprised by the loud sound. My face burns red. I didn't mean to sound so desperate, but now it's too late for regrets. Yes? I hold my hands together. My heart is beating again. Promise me I will see you tomorrow. I lost count of how many times I saw his surprised face in this room now. And yet, every time I see it, I feel my heart fuzzy about it. For a long moment, he doesn't say anything, taking his time to process my words. It is torturing to only be looking at each other with no guarantee of what will happen next. What will happen if he says no? And what will I do if his yes causes us damage? In the silent scream, I swear I hear our hearts beating in unison. Slowly, he shows me his usual lazy smile. That's his subtle way of trying to calm me down before spewing out words that might make us both help. I promise. His voice is tender, but it has no lies. It takes some time for it to make sense in my mind and allow the concerned expression on my face to dissolve. And yet he waited until he was sure I was fine with that answer. Sighing again, I nod, taking a step back to my desk. There is no more left to say, and he doesn't stay longer to give regrets a chance. Hearing his slow-paced footsteps, I throw my body back in the chair, resting one hand on my chest. My heart is flustered, my face is bright red, and a million thoughts are going on in my mind now. I want to trust him, but something inside me is still unquiet about his reasons. What is this research? Why will he not come back tomorrow? Why did he hesitate? I don't have answers, and even less do I have clues to calm me down. What I have now is my trust in him, and I wish that my words will be enough to keep him safe. And that should be a good pause in our playthrough today. This time we have more questions, a bit of answering from Mr. Ray Fox about the medicine in his bag, which was something he was doing a research on, for whom we don't know, but is for personal reason. So far, this round is quite slow-paced, like really slow. You have to be very patient for the juice to come out. And we see a lot of like conflicts and problems arising in the meantime, like Eric's suspicious behavior, what he are doing, like eavesdropping on someone, going to someone's office unattended, not sure what he's doing in the nurse room. He could be stealing dangerous substance for all we know, as we could see on other routes in bad endings that he has successfully stole that from the nurse room, or he bought it somewhere else. But that's not good things, because someone had been kidnapped from that. So I was wondering if this was the source of that sleeping thing. Something makes someone fall asleep and stuff for kidnapping. So in contrary with other sprouts, like others ever sprout, this sprout is much longer and it operates on a different kind of route system from the others. Maybe because Mr. Ray Fox was the last to appear, so we got a super long route than the other, but really long. And I'm pretty sure we have reached like part 7 or part 8, and we still haven't found any like substantial information about his past, his secrets, and so on. He's not spilling much at all. And it makes me wonder if I'm doing well or I'm doing not well. Anyway, hopefully, in the next playthrough we will be able to find out the truth of Mr. Ray Fox, and hopefully nothing bad will happen. Yes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next playthrough of Teachers with Love and Passion. Bye bye!